Hello there YouTube pipe smoking community, it's Red Elric. I've got my pipe here that I try English blends in, trying to develop a taste for them. They're not normally my thing. I've got some Samuel Garwith Skiff mixture in here. It's one of the 10 gram samples that I bought. Different, nearly dropped my pipe there. Different Samuel Garwith samples. It's not bad, it's alright, but I'm just going to try and get through it because I bought it, and as I say, I'm trying to develop a taste for English blends. And it's coming slowly but surely. But I can think of better tobaccos to spend my money on. But each to his own. I mean, some people who love English blends, that's all they want to smoke, and they might like this one. But I'm sorry to say, I mean, to me they're all a bit samey. Probably a bit milder than most, but I'm glad I only bought a 10 gram sample, to be honest with you. But I'm just smoking this because I want to get through it. And I just wanted to say as well that I had a great little video response to my 300 subs giveaway, and that was from Ghost Cobb, who is another member of the YouTube pipe smoking community, who's in the fire service, or fire department as they say in America. Silent Wisdom Experience is another one. And I'm sure he'll recognise some of the things that Ghost Cobb was saying when he said that one of the things that gives him pleasure was going into schools and talking to the school kids about fire prevention and fire safety. I mean, some people enjoy it, some people are a bit indifferent. It's something that they can see the merits of doing it, but they don't particularly enjoy it. Some people hate it. I don't mind it. I think it makes a nice change. And as Ghost Cobb said, some of the kids can be quite entertaining. Normally the kids that the teachers don't want them to talk because, I don't know, maybe they have attention deficit disorder or something like that, or they're just plain boisterous kids. But when the kids put their hands up, the teachers don't really want them to speak because they're frightened about what's going to come out of their mouth. But we have certain names for certain kids because no matter how many schools you do, you always come across the same characters. So somebody will say something, you go, ah, that's Mr. Anecdote. You know, you mumble to your friend, ah, there's Mr. Irrelevant or Mrs. What If, because you always get the same characters. There's always ones that come up with impossible scenarios. You know, if you're telling them, you go, you know, if there's a house fire, you leave by the nearest exit, so, and you've got like a picture on a wall of a house, so you go out through the front door, and they go, but what if the front door was on fire? Well, you go out the back door. What if you went there and that was on fire? Well, then you go upstairs. What if the stairs is on fire? And it's hard to know hard to know what to say to that when they just keep coming up with things and inventing impossible situations. And you have to try to be patient because they're only kids. And Mr. Anecdote always wants to tell you about something that happened to somebody that he knows, a friend of a friend had something happen and this, that, and they think that the whole class wants to hear about it. And the trouble is, if you let every kid tell you their anecdotes, you'd be there for hours and never get any talking done. And you have like set sort of, not set in stone, but you have set scripts for talking about different subjects, whether it's where to put smoke detectors, or how to get out of a house that's on fire, or road safety, or how to be safe when you're travelling in a car. You have Mr. Irrelevant, who probably one of the most common ones for who Ghost Cop was talking about, the kid that the teacher doesn't want to speak, or just come out with something completely irrelevant from the subject you're talking about. So you're talking about safety in the car and having child seats and seat belts and not distracting the driver, and they'll put their hand up, they've got something really important to say about it, and you say yes, and they'll say something like, my car's got 7 seats. Okay. You always get them, the same ones. Oh, there's Mr. Faker, who will always put his hand up or her hand up for every single question. And eventually, now you're picking kids at random, eventually you'll pick this kid and they've just got nothing to say. They just go completely blank and look worried because they was trying to fake it that they knew the answers to something. So that's it. You do get the same character, so I know exactly what you're saying, and they come out with some crazy answers to things. So thanks, Ghost Cop, and you probably recognise Mr. Irrelevant and Mr. Anecdote and Mr. What If. Thinking about Mr. What If, the way that they used to go through when people were going for promotion years ago, and they'd have an interview and they used to throw scenarios at people, and they used to use that what if kind of thing. So if somebody was going for their leading firefighters or sub-O's or something like that, and they have an interview panel and they'd say, they come up with something, what would you do if this, you know, you turn up to this job and blah blah blah, and they say, I'd do this, I'd do that, but what if, and so and so, well, I'd do this, and what if. And this one guy got this interview panel, and the one chap on the panel was really awkward, and he said, well, what if you got into the living room and there was a lion in there? This guy said, well, I go to the truck and I get my rifle out. He said, go back in the house and shoot the lion. And then the interviewer said, well, you haven't got a rifle on the truck. And he said, well, if you've got a lion in the living room, I can have a rifle on the truck. I don't know if he got his job, but stupid questions deserve stupid answers, I suppose. Yeah, it's not bad Skiff mixture actually, as English blends go. But I don't think I'll be buying any great quantities of this. Probably won't buy any more. Anyway, it's about 1:30 and I've got work tomorrow, so I better knock it on the head. Thanks for watching, guys, and goodbye.